Pathfinder uniform. Now, I have to say this. First of all, I want to say there is no such thing as an international or GC Pathfinder uniform. People always say, hey, we follow. No, there is no such thing. Honestly, it's not mentioned anywhere that there is a prescribed. And by the way, if there is, this will be absolutely bad news. It will make pathfinding so boring, all looking the same. I like the whole, I like the idea of what I call local flavor of. So to make it that we have really are a worldwide movement, that people from Holland, they come and this is how the uniform look like. People from Africa, they come and this is how their uniform look like. And this adds to the excitement and the joy. So the idea of having one Pathfinder uniform across the world, it would be very, very counterproductive, in my opinion. If I was ever the youth director for the GC or the Pathfinder director, this is one of the things I tell them, please come up with your own country uniform. But of course, with regards to the arrangement of where the patches should be, insignia, that one you stick to it. Other than that, the color, the choices of the fabric is up to the local country. That's how I personally would advocate. But again, this is a decision either by the division or the union. Right. So the choice and design for the uniform as well as the color are decided by either the union or the division youth department. When I was the union, I was the one who basically designed it. All right. Because 7 countries in my union is almost like a small division in a way of speaking. Now, Pathfinders around the world generally follow the traditional arrangement of the insignia. Now, except for some European country, if you have seen how Germans wear the uniform, you'll notice the world emblem, which is supposed to be on the right sleeve, is actually worn on the left pocket here. So, and they wear their Pathfinder honors not on the sash, but on their sleeve. So I was so surprised when I was when I attended my first Pathfinder camporee that was in Denmark, to see the Germans wearing their honors on the sleeve, So like I said, this is local adaptation, okay? And I have no problem with that if this is how their country want it. But I would prefer, with regards to the arrangement of the insignia, to be the same, if by all means possible. All right, purpose of the uniform. It makes the club real and visible. As they identify the members, immediately you know, oh, these are Master Guide and these are Pathfinders and so on, okay? It is emblematic. It is a symbolic thing and represent the high ideal and standard of the club, and which is why I want to say something. The Pathfinder uniform and the Master Guide uniform should not be worn in places where places that we do not what we call recommend. You don't wear this for example, in a cinema, or to wear it in places where the association is not good, right? Remember, uniform should be worn in respectable places, so to speak. It promotes loyalty towards the club. Yes, I tell you, the moment a Pathfinder is willing to make a uniform, they will be more loyal. As long as a Pathfinder does not have a uniform, he is not committed. But the moment the parents spend money to make a uniform for him, you can be sure there will be a certain sense of loyalty and a greater sense of belonging to the club. Right, it gave Pathfinders a sense of belonging and unites the club members. So that's why we call it uniform, from the word uni, one. It makes us one, okay? Uniform unites us and gives us that union. All has to do with the idea of oneness, all right? Okay, now I'm going to talk about the Pathfinder Uniform Code. Now, this is something that I developed when I was a youth director for my union, and I really recommend each mission and union to also come up with this Pathfinder Uniform Code. And this is the code that all clubs are supposed to follow. All uniform must be worn in accordance with the official uniform manual prescribed by the youth department of the union with regards to the color, badges, and layout. So this is how our Pathfinder uniform, those they look like, and the Master Guide will be white and so on. So they're supposed to follow exactly the layout and the color as prescribed by the union. Because my union, we have a uniform manual, all right, as well as a uniform code. Uniform must always be worn clean and ironed. So uniform inspection, we check whether it's clean and whether it's ironed. No creases. The pockets of the shirt or the blouse must all be buttoned up. So any button should not be, I mean, any pocket should not be unbuttoned. The pockets should all be buttoned up, all right? Shirt must be tucked in, so you must not have any of the blouse or shirt sticking out, but tucked inside, the pants or the skirt, not hanging outside. Pathfinder insignias must be positioned in the correct manner, all right? We also check whether it's in the right places and whether they have worn the badges correctly. Especially one thing we check for is the neckerchief holder. Many times in their haste, the neckerchief is upside down, all right? So we check to see whether insignias were worn upside down or in a slanted position. We also say Pathfinder insignia not related to Pathfinding must not be worn. So do not have a I love you, father, or or happy Parents Day badges on the uniform. This has got nothing to do with Pathfinder. So things that are not related to Pathfinding should not be worn on the uniform. All right. And Pathfinder should only wear tokens they have earned. Okay. So if you are talking about uniform, you should only wear those you have earned. Now, of course, in many places, we do allow you to have pins you have exchanged with another club from another country to put it on your uniform. That one is not a problem, right? Because that has got nothing to do with earning it, but rather tokens of friendship from other countries that you've got. So it's very common that to see Pathfinder wearing tokens of friendship from other clubs from around the world, usually pins, okay? Right? All right, let me continue. Now, one very important rule that I always say, whenever you wear the Pathfinder uniform, the rule is SS. Look sharp, look smart. Look sharp, look smart. So take care, take time to make sure your uniform is really spick and span. And you can also call it spick and span. This, if you can't wear a uniform sharp and smart, don't wear it, right? So the rule in Pathfinder uniform, spick and span, sharp and smart. Very important. This is what I always tell Pathfinders. Take time to make sure your uniform is sharp and smart looking. Right, when should you wear the uniform? At all regular meetings, unless instructed not to do so by the club director. Now, the club director called a shot. So he would say, this week, wear the uniform. I mean, this coming week, wear the uniform. And next week, wear the t-shirt. So if no instruction is given, the default, that means the tradition, you always wear the uniform. Every club meeting wear uniform unless told not to do so, that because of some outdoor activity, wear the t-shirt instead. So it's either the uniform or the t-shirt. At Pathfinder Day event, especially Pathfinder Day, induction service, evangelist service, and camporee and Pathfinder Fair, wear that uniform and wear that smartly. At any Pathfinder gathering where Pathfinders serve as ushers, as first aiders, as color guards, guard of honor, or even in some cases pallbearer, that means you carry the casket or the coffin of a beloved elder and you're asked to be the pallbearer, wear your uniform. And wherever you're engaged in community service, wear your uniform. So these are the times you should wear your full uniform. Look sharp, look smart. Right. For the Southeast Asia Union, this is what we always say: dark blue beret with the triangle, light blue uniform. This is for Pathfinders, huh? All right, with the neckerchief holder, dark blue sash, dark blue pants, belt, and the buckle. The belt buckle is optional. Okay, black shoes, black socks. This is how our uniform look like. And we also have a lanyard on top of that. You see the lanyard? So Pathfinder either wear a black or a dark blue lanyard. And also for those who are not master guide, they will wear a dark or black epaulet with no gold button. But if it's a master guide, the epaulet has got a gold button on it. Okay, so that's how we can tell. And of course, the master guide wear a white uniform. So anyway, this is how our uniform look like in my part of the world. Now, this is a picture of how the layout ought to be like. Here is the Good Conduct ribbon or the Pathfinder Excellent Award. This is where the class ribbons are to be worn. This is where you wear the friend, companion all the way. The master guide should be on top. I will show you later on. And this is a special award medal if you earn it. This is where you put your name. And if you are captain of the unit, you put it captain. Now, in my part of the world, not only we put the name and captain on top there, we have the country flag. So this is where you put your country flag, all right? Okay. Now, if you're wearing the sash, then if you're wearing the sash, in this case, then this name tag will be worn on the sash, right? Worn on the sash. Now, as I was just about to tell you, this is how you wear friend, companion all the way. Now, by the way, this guy should not be wearing Explorer. If he has got 6 pins, this already would be a guide. And if it's a master guide, the master guide pin is above here. So make sure the master guide is always on top. This is the only place where the master guide pin ought to be, not left, not right, but way on top above all the class pins to show that this is the highest thing. And the captain badge, which was supposed to be here, but because of the sash, you either wear it on the sash or you can wear it here on the left pocket, all right, due to the presence of the sash. Right, this is how the beret is being used in our union. All right, just to show you a good picture of it. And this is where we put our left sleeve. Our union patch is here, the world emblem, and these are called chevron. Now, let me stop here and say something. Pathfinder, all of you who are attending this class, you are going to be an officer, you're going to be a master guide. One of the things you must know is the name of all these insignia. What is this called? It's called the union patch or the conference patch. Every one of the insignia has got a name. So please know the name for all of them. This is called the world emblem. These are called the chevron. This becomes useful when you order things. One of the biggest headache we have in the youth department is where people write to us and say, I want to order the round thing, or I want to order the triangular, the square thing or the rectangular thing. What on earth are you talking about? And this becomes very frustrating for us because we don't know what you're talking about. So don't say I want to order round thing or the square thing or the one or the rectangular thing. You know, be specific. Know the names of each of the insignia. Right. Now this is for the non-master guide. But if you're a master guide, notice what happened. The union or the conference patch, the world emblem, and you have the master guide star. Right. That is provided. And of course, under the master guide star, you can also put the chevron EVS, the chevron, right? Now, these are some options around the world. Now, again, we're talking about the left sleeve. Huh? The world emblem, some people like to put their country flag, like here in the Philippines. And in some cases, they like to put their conference patch. On the other side is the union patch, meaning to say this, I wonder why this guy is wearing, this is still left slide. So, sorry, this is the conference patch. So he's not wearing the union. So this is the conference patch, all right? Okay, all right. So, and of course, if you have become a PLA, you wear the PLA here. If you have finished the APLA or the Pathfinder Instructor Award, you wear this on this side. And this is not university practice, but in some place, they, instead of the world emblem with the Pathfinder triangle, they have a world emblem with a master guide emblem, and they put it here. Now this is something not always practiced, but I have got no problem with that. All right, now the chevron is in this order: the friend class at the lowest, companion, and all the way to the guide. Okay, so this is the way you do it. The highest on top. Okay, highest on top. Now we talk about the right sleeve. Way on top is the name of your club or the club name strip. This is where you wear your officer strip. Remember last week I did mention you can only wear one. You cannot wear director, instructor, counselor, all here. Only one is allowed to be worn here. So don't wear more than one here. And then you wear your Pathfinder triangle. Now underneath here is where you wear your service star. If you have been an officer for more than 1 year, you are eligible to wear the service star. And this is given to you FOC, free of charge, either by the conference or by the union or by the local club. But this should never be something you buy, because you should be given to you free, because it is a service award given to you because you have served for 1 full year. Then you're allowed to wear the service star. Traditionally, we have a number on it. 1 means 1 year, 2 means 2 years, but because of taking in and out, it spoils uniform. So today we have practically done away with the practice of having a number on the service star. Right now, here you can see the old way where they have the number here, 2, meaning 2 years of service. Like I said, this is no longer so common. It's just a blank star nowadays. All right. Now, as I was telling you, with regards to the officer rank, you can only wear one of this. You cannot have director, instructor, counselor, 3 or 4. I noticed this is when I was in Africa, I've seen quite a few doing that, few people doing that. And I wonder whether they realize that you're not allowed to do that. All right, if you still want to wear your instructor, you wear the instructor on your sash to show that you are also instructor. But you don't wear both here. Only one is allowed here. All right, only one is allowed here. Right. Now, this is for those master guide who have completed, who have on the slash, these are for master guides, okay? Now, remember I was telling you, the master guide here you put the star, but if he has finished all these classes, I'm talking about these classes, okay? All of this, then this is how it looks like, okay? This is known as the combination star, master guide combination star, or sometimes called the master guide combo. All right, when you order a master combo, we know you're talking about the star with the chevron, right? Now, every union, or in some cases even conference, have their own conference badge. Now, this was not something that we have back in the union, but when I became the youth director in 2001, the first thing I did was to create our own Southeast Asia Union. And so this unify all the Pathfinders within the 7 countries of Southeast Asia. When you see one of us wearing this, you know we are from the same union. Unfortunately, this union patch will become history because at the end of this year, the Southeast Asia Union will be split into 3 entities. So I don't know what are the new names. So this will become a very historical collector item, to tell the truth, because this is no longer in existence. The Southeast Asia Union will be replaced by 2 new union and 1 conference. All right. This is one on the left sleeve, on the highest here, right here. So whatever your conference name or union patch, this is where you put it. All right. As I told you, you can only wear one of this. Okay, do not wear more than one of this. And up here is you put the name of your club, Cape Town, or Abu Dhabi, or Sharjah, or what do you call that, Creekside, or whatever your name of the club is, okay? Or Dubai, or Calcutta, or whatever it is. Now, this is how the Pathfinder triangle look like. Now, by the way, please remember, we have actually 3 kinds of Pathfinder triangle. So when you order the triangle, if it is for the right sleeve, you say, I want to order the 3-inch triangle. If it is for the beret, you say, I want to order the beret triangle. Let me come back to the beret again. You see here, oh, sorry. We also have got a triangle. So you got to remember, when you order, please specify, I want to order the beret triangle, or in this case, I want to order the 3-inch triangle. And then we also got a much bigger 4-inch triangle that's meant for your guidon. So remember, this one will be used for your guidon. Okay, so make sure you don't order the wrong things. All right. So this is the 2-inch for the beret. This is called the world emblem, all right, to be worn on the left sleeve. This is the neckerchief and the neckerchief holder, right? Neckerchief holder, all right. This is the master guide neckerchief and the master guide, and here is the holder. This is the correct holder, right? This is the master guide. You should not be wearing this, but this one, okay? You should be wearing this one instead. Now, this is how the combo look like. I was telling you. The star with all the 6 chevron. This is the master guide star, and this has a 6 chevron. All this to be worn on the which side? Left side, the left sleeve. And these are the progressive pin from the friend class, companion, all the way to the guide. Okay, all right. And this is how it looks like from friend all the way. Now, by the way, I want to talk a bit about perspective. Some people say, oh, the friend must be at the lowest. You know, this is a very cultural thing, okay? In some places, they feel that you start from the lowest and then you go down to the highest. So the perspective is different. Instead of the friend here, they put the friend here because they feel that this friend is where they start and then they go to this and this. So some people say, no, friend is the foundation block and then companion. But remember, please be respectful. Due to cultural perspective, people will wear this a little bit different. So how you put it, whether this is on top or whether this is bottom, again, there is a cultural bias to it, okay? So as long as it is in the order, that's correct. But whether which begin first, that has got a cultural bias to it, okay? Right, now in this case, you see the friend is at the bottom, but in some places there have been, the friend will be on top, all right? And the companion, and then the lower one will be down here. Not a problem at all. This is the Pathfinder ribbon, Excellence Award, the Good Conduct ribbon, and these are the advanced ribbons for each of the classes. Now, Captain and Scribe is to be worn by the unit leaders, and they only can wear it for up to the maximum of 6 months because this is being rotated. Captain or the Scribe. These are unit captain, unit scribes, okay? All right, this is how you wear your sash, okay? And you can see once you have become a guide, you take down all the rest, and once you have go to a higher class, you remove the old one, you put it on the sash, right? And then when you promote to a new class, take out the old one, you put it on the sash, okay? So this is the record of all the classes you have done before, leading to your guide, okay? Okay, now let me talk about the service style again. Oh yeah, anyway, there is going to be mentioned on this in one of my lecture afterwards, so I'm going to spare this right now because this will be covered again afterward. I'll talk about the service style afterward, okay? Now, this is known as the appellate, where you can tell the particular level of responsibility that this director has. Now, there is a choice of wearing appellate with stripes or appellate with stars. Now, in many countries, if you wear stars, then it becomes very military. If you wear this, then people think you are a pilot, so it's not so bad. But wearing stars on the appellate may run into some problems. So, which is why in the Southeast Asia Union, we do not use stars, but we use this. So, area coordinator 1 stripe, conference director 2 stripe. Oh, by the way, area coordinator, Pathfinder director in my union also wear 1 stripe. So for our union, all club director wear 1 stripe, area coordinator either wear 1 or 2 because we respect this area coordinator. So then you have the conference director or the youth director 2, union 3, division 4, and the gen conference 5. Just to let you know the history, the idea of the stripes was started by Malcolm Allen, the Australian World Pathfinder Director, right? So I remember it was during his time, his term of office, that he introduced the concept of appellate with stripes. And then later on, appellates with stars, okay? Right? Now, lanyard. Now, as I told you, in my union, we wear a lanyard where you have a whistle here, or the lanyard can be used for first aid, okay? And our union, we are very interesting. We were the first one to have a color coding. Pathfinder wear a black or dark blue lanyard. Pastor wear red. Director wear white. And all the departmental directors from the mission, union, division, GV wear gold, right? And the appellate, okay? Director wear 1 stripe. Pastor doesn't wear any stripe. Director wear 1 stripe. Conference or mission director 2 stripe, union 3 stripe, and the division 4 stripe, and the GC 5 stripe, okay? This is without the sash. And now these are just pictures to give you a visual idea of how the uniform looks like, okay? So I won't go into that, all right? So this will be, now as you can see in some places, they are very interesting. Not only do they have the name of the club here, they have their union, and then they have the conference on this side. So again, this is perfectly okay. This is again a case of local adaptation. All right. Now here you can see the wearing of a lanyard, right? The red lanyard, which I believe in America would symbolize a certain level of leadership. All right. And this is a master guide jacket. Now in my union is dark blue. We don't wear green because we have to avoid anything that is related to military. That's why we do not wear any green jacket to avoid being associated with the military. That will give us a lot of trouble, right? All right, so this, of course, you can see the cut. This is for men, and for ladies, you can see it's a bit curvy. That's for ladies, okay? All right, so I won't go too much into it, but as you can see, once you have a PLA, then you will replace the world emblem. This is the world emblem, and this is the PLA, all right? Okay. For adventurer, in my union, we have got the adventurer regular uniform and the T-shirt, which is, this is called Class A uniform, and this is known as Class B uniform. All our T-shirts are called Class B, okay? So when we say Class A, they know it's the standard uniform. Class B refers to the T-shirt, and Class A1 refers to the jacket, which you will see afterward, right? This one, this is called Class A1 in my part of the world. Now, as you can see, this person is a conference director, or no, club director. That's why he's wearing 1 star here, right? Now, this is how our adventure look like, okay? And how they look like in their class.
Pastor Simon,
yes.
Sorry, just to remind you, we have 3 minutes to go before we start the next presentation, the campaign and outdoor activity.
We have, oh, I just finished the 1 hour, correct? About to finish 1 hour. Yeah, no problem. No problem. No problem. I don't worry about this. Because after that we got 2 more hours. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, then no problem. I will have plenty of time then. No problem at all. Right. So this is the Class B uniform. Now we also have what we call the Class C. Class C is for the poorest of our clubs in our union, where people are so poor they can't afford a T-shirt. So the barest minimum is just any T-shirt with the neckerchief and the neckerchief holder. So you have Class A, Class B, Class C, all right? Okay. Now this is a Class B uniform, which is a T-shirt for my union. So each of your union or conference, I hope you come up with your own Class B uniform. This is the one we have been using for more than 20 to 30 years now, right? Since I became the youth director, right? Okay, now this is, I'm so sorry that I should replace this with some other model. All right, this is the Master Guide A1 uniform, okay? And we also have stripes on our sleeve, okay? Both epaulette as well on the sleeve, all right? So 3 represent union, 2 conference or mission, and 1 club director. Now this is Class A1A Master Guide and Class A1 for Class A1 Master Guide, okay? Now this is how my Master Guide looks like. As you can see, all are wearing dark blue, and you see them wearing a white lanyard. That means they're club directors. All these are club directors, okay? And this is how we look like during our 2nd Master Guide convention in Cambodia many years ago. Right? Can you see what a incredible, beautiful picture? And you can see immediately, right? If you look at this picture, right? The very fact that this person is wearing green, okay, and also the late Joby Yabut, the division director, you know that they are not from our union. The rest of us are all wearing dark blue, okay? So this person is wearing green. This is our, so sad that our division youth director passed away, I believe last year. And this is one of the so-called, I can't remember his position in our division, but he comes and helps in pathfinding a lot, right? So this is during our Master Guide convention. And it was always, Master Guide convention always held in hotels. This is our 2nd union-wide convention. And this is how the Class A uniform look like. And those with Class A1 are here, all right? All right, we also have a field vest, which is optional, especially for all the youth directors. Every one of them have a field vest. Lots of pockets, which is very handy, right? This is how our field vests look like, right? And when we went for International Campree, I made a field vest for each of those. So this is where I brought my Pathfinders to Oshkosh, and you can see all of them have their special field vests, and this is very useful to keep their pins and souvenirs, you know, lots of pockets, right? Now, at this moment, let's see whether you can spot the mistakes of the following pictures. Anybody can tell me what's the mistake here, right? What is the mistake here in this picture? Anybody know? The answer is this thing here.
Master Guide staff.
Yes, the master guide star should not be on this side or on this side. This person probably thought that this is the service star. This should be the service star, but this is actually the master guide star. Now, by the way, this guy is from Indonesia. I can't remember who he is, but he wore it wrongly. This one should be on the right sleeve, not here. Right. So what's the mistake here? Mistake here is this: we normally do not wear a double sash. Look at this person wearing a double sash. This is inconceivable. Nobody ever wear a double sash. Okay, so this is very, very how to say it, extraordinary. We normally don't wear a double sash. It really look funny. One is correct, but not two. Right? What's the mistake here? Now this one, anybody can spot the mistake.
You meant one lanyard, right?
What's that?
I think you meant one lanyard. You say sash.
Oh, sorry. One lanyard. I beg your pardon. Thank you, Lynn. I'm so glad you corrected me. One lanyard, not two lanyard. Okay, this is a sash. This is a lanyard. So you shouldn't be wearing two lanyard. Only one. I mean, what on earth this person wearing two lanyard for? That doesn't make sense at all. Okay, who can spot this mistake? You got to be very sharp. Anybody know?
The master guide thing is upside down.
Very good, my brother. You are a good field director, brother. This is a common mistake. Okay, this is one of the things we always look for. All right, upside down. Okay, what is the mistake here?
Guide and master guide.
Yeah, you shouldn't be wearing two. You see, this is one of the problems. They like to wear two. No, it doesn't make sense. If you're a master guide, you outrank the guide. So why wear two? So this is wrong. Only wearing one. Okay, right? And this is also wrong. This officer strip should not be on that uniform. It should be on your sleeve. So do not wear your director or whatever on the pockets, above the pocket, but on the sleeve. So this is also another common mistake that I'm seeing more and more nowadays. You see this person with the two ranks, this is wrong. You should only be wearing one, right? Not two. Okay? All right. Anybody know the mistake here? The club name strip is on the wrong side. This club name strip should be on this side, the right sleeve. Okay, so the club name strip is actually on this side. So this is the mistake. All right, what's the mistake here? The instructor again should not be on your pockets. It should be on the sleeve, and in this case, right sleeve. Right? It should be on the right sleeve.
Also,
what's the mistake here? Yeah.
The master guide pocket strip is in the middle of the. It's in the middle of the
which one?
bars. This one had a direct
one?
on the other side also. Director patch is
Are you talking about this picture?
in this
No, the next one.
Okay. Also in
Which
this
one?
picture, she has the direct on the other side also, on the other pocket.
Yeah. This person, right?
Yeah.
This person really ought to be trained again. She is really wearing the uniform totally wrong. Okay, totally wrong. This should never be on the pockets, but on the sleeve, right? So that's why I feel this particular course is important on the uniform. All right, so they don't. And this is also wrong. Look at how he wear the ribbons. You wear above the master guide, not one up and one down. Okay, don't be too creative. You're not allowed to do that for the ribbons. Okay, what's the mistake here? Anybody can see the mistake?
Something
Right.
in the hand. I don't know what is.
Normally, we do not encourage a belt over the uniform. Now, you notice the belt is over the uniform, okay? This is not a standard practice of Pathfinder uniform. You notice it has got a belt above his A1 uniform. This is not a traditional standard practice in Pathfindering at all. All right, what is this mistake?
The PLA World
Yes, PLA is on the wrong side. Just don't wear it here. It's on the sleeve. On the sleeve, okay? Right, what's the mistake here? Right, the shirt and the blouse is sticking out. We do not encourage this to be sticking out. It should not be left hanging out. It should be tucked inside. Tucked inside. All right, what's the mistake here? Remember I told you about the master guide pin? It should be above and central. So he is putting the companion pin here. So the companion pin should be on this side, where the master guide pin should be taking this position. So this is a big mistake, and this person is a master guide, and he or she doesn't seem to realize this important. This always take the top central position. the master guide pin. And this string should not be worn here on either on your left pocket, if it is a ward, or on your sash. Right. Anybody can spot the mistake here? Two mistakes here. First,
Counselor
you have
master
two of them, correct? Counselor should not be here on the right sleeve. On the right sleeve, correct? Okay, and
Then
this
he's
guy is a
using
master
a
guide.
Pathfinder on the master guide scarf.
Yes, the master guide should be wearing a master guide. Either if he's a Pathfinder, he should be wearing Pathfinder neckerchief, or if he's a master guide, he should be wearing the master guide neckerchief. All right. Okay, what's the mistake here?
Pastor, because I muted everybody, some of them are answering through the chat, the mistakes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you can read out their answers for me, okay? Maybe you can read out the answer. Okay, what's the mistake here? Let's see.
Yeah, counselor and director on the right. So it should be only one.
Should be on one.
Well, now I just realized something. This person also he's also deputy director. So come to think of it, this is okay. I forgot to realize, I failed to realize that this person is actually deputy director, but maybe he's also serving as a counselor. That's why he put his retired, or rather his second position on the sleeve, on the sash. This is okay, but if he is not having anything here, this will be wrong, okay? So this is only wrong if there is nothing here, all right? So since he's a deputy director, then I suppose it's okay to put, so I would therefore think that this is okay. The mistake in this case is that when you wear a uniform, you should not be wearing the whistle here. This is not part of the uniform, all right? You notice that in the uniform inspection, you would have failed, right? You notice wearing a whistle lanyard here, that you should not do that, right? Okay, what's the mistake here? The director, again, is on the right sleeve, right? Left sleeve, all right? So this is a mistake. Okay, right. Just three tests. What is the name of this particular thing here? Anybody tell me the answer? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Right, what's the answer?
They say here D.
Good
D,
conduct ribbon.
Good conduct ribbon, and you are absolutely right. It is the good conduct ribbon. Very good, right? It is the good conduct ribbon. All right, what is this?
And by just as a note, the person who said that has a Pathfinder who got it last year.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
So I think it's fresh in their memory.
From Sharjah? From Sharjah?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, no wonder. All right, question 2. What is the name of this?
They say A. Jerome Frederick says A.
Class pins, and you are absolutely right. That is indeed the class pin. Okay, what do you call this thing here? A, B, C, D, G. What's the answer for this one?
They say E here. E.
E for unit leader's badge. You are absolutely right. Okay, very good.